Hi, I'm Troy Alexander for Child Support Game Over. And I thought today we would go over this stuff one more time. But I also want to cover some additional stuff here, so bear with me as I go over this real quick. Um, this is definitions 45 CFR 301.1, general definitions for the state plan of this child support crap. And we have to start with the term state. Sorry, that's country. The term state means the several states, District of Corruption, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, America Samoa. There are 5 states. These are territories. This is the corporate United States of the District of Corruption that has this program. They have entered into a treaty known as the Hague Convention of Children's Rights. And they are declaring your county to be a foreign reciprocating country because you are not a state. If you are not in the District of Corruption, if you live in, say, a different kind of state, one of the 50 states, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Texas, Alaska, Florida, you are not a part of what they determine to be a state. It is not the 50 states. This is the District of Corruption and its territories for the corporate United States. They have a treaty, and they have decided, their lawyers, the bankers, again, Unidroit out of Rome, has decided that you need to become a slave. And they are going to enslave you. And they are going to put women above you and make children, women and children, rule over you. And they are going to destroy on you and destroy on your family and destroy our country. That is their goal. That's my belief. Everyone has a belief. So, there's a central registry. There is a state known as the District of Corruption that has entered into this agreement that they are going to screw men. Now, what is a country? Country means a foreign country or political subdivision thereof declared to be a foreign reciprocating country under Section 459A of the Act, and any foreign country or political subdivision thereof with which the state has entered into a reciprocal agreement for the establishment and enforcement of support obligations to the extent consistent with federal law pursuant to 459A(d) of the Act. They are entering into a reciprocal agreement with your county, and they have done so through the states that you live in, the 50 states. Now here's another key. I want you to pay attention to this, because if you get this, it'll all fall into place. Director means the director of the Office of Child Support Enforcement, who is the Secretary's designee to administer the Child Support Enforcement Program under Title 4D, which ended like in 1996. It's gone. But they still have a director who's a designee of someone. Another word for designee is delegate. So this is Congressional Bill, House Bill 17045 from the 93rd Congress on child support way back when. This is how it came in. States that no court of the United States, whether established under Article 1 or Article 3 of the Constitution, shall have jurisdiction of any action, whether legal or equitable, brought to restrain or review the assessment and collection of such amounts by the Secretary or his delegate. They are assessing you, and they are doing their best to collect from you an assessment made by the Secretary of Health and Human Services or his delegate, which we just saw was the Department or the Office of Child Support Enforcement. So the Office of Child Support Enforcement has contracted and delegated its power illegally to your local child support agency. Now there's a child support office, and there's a child support agency. And you need to understand there's a difference. We've covered this in other videos. Go watch our videos. Watch all our videos. Get up to speed. Get our book, Child Support Game Over. Don't have one handy real quick to show you. There we go. Got some stuff in here, but Child Support Game Over. See, I keep it handy for my reference. Child Support Game Over. It's the only book of its kind. You can order information, and it's in the link, including a coupon code. So enough of the commercial. Let's get back to the learning. So you have a director of the Office of Child Support Enforcement who is the delegate of the Secretary of Health and Human Services, who is assessing you according to the Hague Convention. Why? Because you don't have a contract. You don't have a marriage. You're a single guy. You don't have a marriage. But they put everyone under this program. Now, they have some statutes for married people. In Wisconsin, it'd be Wisconsin State Stat 767 that they could operate under. But they are not operating under that. They're operating under Wisconsin State Stat in Wisconsin. State Stat 769, which is the Uniform Interstate Family Support Act. And again, this is a press release from this slime bucket state representative, who in his press release states must do this by January 2016. The Uniform Interstate Family Support Act 2008 amendments integrate provisions of the Hague Convention on the international recovery of child support and other forms of family maintenance. The Hague Convention created uniform, simple, inexpensive procedures for establishing, recognizing, and enforcing child support. What kind of simple and inexpensive procedures? They just assess you. And then they have these collections for the assessment. The quasi-judicial, the quasi-administrative procedures are kabuki theater. They are window dressings. You can file motions. But what do we read? Article 1 and Article 3 courts can't hear this, do anything about it, can't help you, period. These are the bankers and the lawyers and the scumbucket snake, evil creatures, the Antichrist, Satan's little minions, enslaving you. Wake up. So we'll continue. The Hague Convention created uniform, simple, and inexpensive procedures for establishing, recognizing, and enforcing child support and family maintenance obligation in international cases. Oh, but I don't have an international case. You really believe that? I'm going to show you you do. Wisconsin adopted the changes with the enactment of 2009 Wisconsin Act 321. However, the changes 321 would not meet all technical requirements of the Uniform Interstate Family Support Act, and the effective dates in Act 321 would not meet current federal deadlines. This bill, SB 173, will put Wisconsin in position to meet all federal requisites, preserving our ability to secure child support enforcement and temporary assistance for needy families, TANF funding, and maintain access to federal databases. Why are they enacting these laws? Like the Uniform Interstate Family Support Act. They are doing it to get big bags of money, billions of dollars. So they are creating these laws to bring them in conformity with the treaty. They are entering into treaties, which is illegal. Why? For big bags of money, so that they can get this TANF money. So they can get the big bags of money for enforcing these orders, these assessments, by the delegate of the Department of Health and Human Services. The Secretary of Health and Human Services is delegate. OCSE, which is not a federal, it is a pass-through entity. OCSE is a pass-through entity. The government is creating these big piles of money and passing it through OCSE, who is the central registry for the Hague. And they are distributing it to your county and to your state to pay them off to enslave you, to put the woman in charge of you, so women and children rule over you, to destroy you, to destroy God's kingdom, to destroy our country. That is what's happening. And they have brainwashed people like this is how it's supposed to be, and this is just the way it works, and this is what's right. And they've come up with clever slogans like deadbeat dad. You know, if you look at the calculations for how they come up with child support, if you have one child, it's 17%. Why? Because you have to pay half and she has to pay half, they consider. And half, that's 1/3. And there's 3 people in your family, your so-called family unit, which you don't have. It's not your family. She has a child, she does whatever she wants, she leaves. They've empowered the woman. She has, hey, you better do what I say or I'm going to take your child and leave. You say that to her and you take the child and leave, there's an Amber Alert out the next or within an hour. And everyone's looking for you. How can you possibly be responsible? You have no authority to make her stay. So how could you be responsible for her when she leaves and she's screwing some other guy? This is insanity, people. Wake up. It's your child. It's your child. Yes, be responsible for your child. We are all for being responsible for our children. But we have to be given back our authority as men, our paternal rights to our children. If we have no rights, then we have no responsibilities. That's the answer. And we have to fight for our rights. And we have to demand our rights. Because this evil system is stealing our children and destroying them. I have in a past video shown the destruction being done to our children and to this country because of this evil, corrupt, attorney-driven system. And you want to go to these attorneys to help you? They're paid off. A lot of this federal money is being funded to the Bar Association. The attorneys are making $200 billion a year on this child support system, this corrupt system that's stealing men's rights. Because we go to them with big bags of money and say, please help me get my rights. And they can't. They can't. It's only by agreement. It's what she's going to stipulate to. The attorneys, it's kabuki theater. They have stolen your rights. You know, go back, watch our videos. Child support industry versus God's kingdom. It's something like that. There's like 4 parts. 4th part is 28 views, for crying out loud. You know, you don't have your rights because you don't fight for them, because you don't understand what's going on. And how are you going to? If you throw out God's kingdom, I mean, that should be our most watched video series. That's the most important part of this entire thing. You've got to protect your rights, and this has to be about God's kingdom. It's God who gave us our rights to our children. And if you want to take God out of the equation, they're just doing cartwheels. They're happy as can be because now you're nothing but a slave. You're either serving God or you're serving them. And if you're serving them, well, don't even watch our videos. You know, if you're subscribed, get rid of your subscription. Go watch someone else's videos. This is about God's kingdom. And it disgusts me when I see there's 28 views on that. You know, I look back and, private companies are making child support orders. We covered that way back when. It's got like, 50, 60 views. It's ridiculous. You know, go back, watch our videos, get educated, because that's the only way you're going to know how and what you're fighting. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to open your eyes and show you what's happening. Right here, this Wisconsin adopted the changes. They're integrating the Hague Convention. It's tied to the TANF. They want to get the bags of money, and they're saying, if you want the bags of money from us, then you got to do what we want and then put together this system and screw the men and destroy the children and destroy the families. And it's these snake-ass lawyers who are serving the bankers that are doing this shit to you. Wake up. So, let's go back to this. state. The definition for state means several states, District of Corruption, Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam, America, Samoa. Do you live in any of these territories? No. Then how is this program being done to you? If you don't live in the District of Corruption, America, Samoa, Guam, Virgin Islands, or Puerto Rico, how are they doing this to you? If it was law, why would they have to create state law to adopt it? If they were operating under the Hague Treaty on you, why would your state have to adopt this? And why would they be holding bags of money back from the state until they did? It's because you don't live in the District of Corruption. Okay, so some of these other channels are saying, well, you got to get rid of your Social Security number. Well, maybe there's another answer. Standards for foreign support enforcement procedures. Remember, you are not in the District of Corruption. You are foreign to the District of Corruption. So mandatory elements. Support enforcement procedures for a foreign reciprocating country, which may be subject of a declaration pursuant to A1. And there is, ask your county about their declaration as a foreign reciprocating country. We asked ours. They didn't deny it. Shall include the following elements. The foreign country political subdivision has, in effect, procedures available to residents of the United States. Available to her. She's going to them and going, give me services. Give me services. What do they charge for those services? Nothing. They don't charge her anything. Free services. Why? Because she has the social security number. Your child has the social security number. They are being considered residents of the corporation of the United States in the District of Corruption through the Social Security card. Not you. It's them, and they're getting services. So, available to residents of the United States for establishing paternity. Oh, we're here to establish paternity. And for establishment of orders of support, not child support orders, because that's within a marriage contract. Go to Black's Law Dictionary. This is support order. Orders of support for children and custodial parents. And enforcement of orders to provide support to children and custodial parents, including procedures for collection and appropriate distribution of support payments under such orders. Isn't that what's happening? B. Procedures described in sub A, including legal and administrative assistance, are provided to the United States at what? No cost. What are they charging your baby mama? Nothing. An agency of the foreign country is designated a central authority responsible for. An agency of the foreign country is designated a central authority. Who is that? If your county's the foreign country, there is an agency. See, there's a child support office and there's a child support agency. And the agency of the county child support agency, is designated as the central authority for facilitating support enforcement in cases involving residents of the foreign country, you, and residents of the United States, baby mama, and ensuring compliance with the standards established pursuant to this subsection. Wake up. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Wake up. So where are we? You're running to court and you're saying, and you're asking us, hey, you're coming to us and going, hey, give us the red button. We want the easy button. We want to push this button. Just give us the paperwork to file. What paperwork do you want to file? Who are you going to file it with? It's a kabuki theater. Every time you go in or when they make the order, it's the kabuki theater making the order. You don't have a court order. You don't have a judgment. The assignment of rights, There was no assignment of rights. Wake up. There was no assignment of rights. And how could they assign your child's rights? And you know how to beat that? You usurp it by you assigning the rights. Assign your child's rights to yourself. Now you've just bypassed her assignment of rights. Look up assignment of rights. But look at the laws that are controlling the assignment of rights. It's for injury, sickness, and death. Was there injury, sickness, or death? No. There was a pregnancy. There's no assignment of rights. So what's the state doing there? Well, we were assigned the rights. No, you weren't. It's lies. It's lies. But these attorneys are being paid off. The Bar Association is being paid off. You want to go to the Court of Appeals, it's more bar members. You want to take it to federal court, it's more bar members. And the bar is given money by this system. They have a fiduciary arrangement. They are already paid off. How illegal, immoral, and evil is this system? Wake the hell up. You want a legal answer? I'm showing you what's going on. This is illegal as hell. This is slavery. They're stealing your children. They're stealing your paternal rights. You have to stand up for your rights. You have to say no. We're not giving you an easy button. We're telling you what they're doing. We're breaking it down. We're showing you how they're doing it. You have to decide you're going to be a man because nobody else is going to help you. The attorneys aren't going to help you. The agencies aren't going to help you. The judge, the court system's not going to help you. You want help? Get on your knees, pray, and ask God for help. And then get up and act like a man. And say, I'm not going to consent. I'm not going to sign your stipulation. I'm not going to agree to do this stuff. I'm not going to agreeably give up my rights. And I'm not going to agreeably allow you to put me into slavery. You have rights. And your rights come from God. The Constitution is a piece of paper that just states, someone wrote on a piece of paper and states, we have these inalienable rights from our Creator. You throw out God's kingdom and you got nothing. Just get in line, pay, and be a good little slave. So do you want to stand up for your paternal rights and protect your children and fight for your children's future and be responsible for your children? That's the question. Well, probably not what you want to hear this morning, but I'm Troy Alexander for Child Support Game Over. You know, if you can, maybe some of you might like this, but or subscribe. But you know, if what I'm saying resonates, I encourage you to watch our videos, get our book, and you know, when us men get together and decide we're going to fight this crap and act like men, then this crap can go away.